What's up, everybody? Back again, running with MB. This is the Half Marathon Diaries. So, was Cherry Blossom Road Race a confidence boost or a warning sign? Let's get into it. As you should know by now, this is the Half Marathon Diaries. However, I did have a B race in this training block, which was the Cherry Blossom 10 miler in Washington, D.C. This was back in April. It's currently, I think, May 31st. Why say I think it's May? It's May 31st. The point of this race was one, is like I said, it's a 10 miler. It's literally perfect, the perfect race right before my half marathon. And also, it was one of those things I did not know I would get into it. Like I got into the Cherry Blossom before I got into Brooklyn, and it just happened I got into both, and it line up like pretty much perfectly in my training block. So I had three main goals, honestly two, but I'm gonna put three. Like my first goal was pretty much just practice my goal race pace and PR because I knew if I can do my goal race pace for Brooklyn half for a 10 miler, ultimately I would PR my 10 miler. My B goal was just smart execution. I wanted to ease into my race pace, see how far I can take my race pace doing a 10 miler. Negative splits, control heart rate. I did not want my heart rate to skyrocket. I didn't want to have no issues or anything. I don't want to push too hard or maybe not push at all. And then finally just stay healthy. Like no flare ups, no nothing. Like I was pretty much fresh leading up to the race. I think at this time, I had some friends that told me like skip some runs here and there because they knew I had a race happening while they was running too. So it was just one of those things where I just had to manage it. Like if I know like I'm fresh, there's no need for extra mileage. And one thing that this training block showed me was you just gotta know when to pivot, and that was a time to pivot because I do have some extra runs on top of my training plan that I pretty much just do. It's some easy mileage just to get some extra mileage in. So honestly, I did not need to do anything other than just get there, shake out, run. I felt great. My legs felt great. My muscles felt great. Like there's times before races, I'm over here like, all right, something feels kind of tender, or leading up to the race, I'm like, all right, something was, my Achilles been kind of sore, my calf was kind of sore, my ankle, something. But Cherry Blossom, everything was pretty much perfect. Like outside of like work, I had a lot of work leading up to it, and like flights was kind of crazy at that time. I messed up buying my flight late, so I had to hop on like a random behind Frontier flight at a random behind time in the middle of the day just to make sure I get to DC in time for the race. And I had to take like the MARC train. I flew into BWI, take the MARC train to DC, met up with one of my friends who I was staying with. Uh, it was a lot, all right. It was a lot. But I will say it worked out pretty fine. Like I stayed with my friend Micaiah. We got in around the same time. Like she was going back to New York. So I pretty much had her spot to myself. So I was pretty much safe, cool, collected. Nothing crazy. We're not outside partying or nothing. Like we did get out and like hang out with some friends. Like my overall goal was like see as many of my old friends as possible while I was in DC. Also, when I had landed, I ended up going to DRC, District Running Collective. That was actually my first time running with them. I used it as like my shakeout run because I don't think there was actually like a real shakeout run that I could make. Oh, that's why, because the race was on Sunday, but it had a 5K that Saturday. I didn't do the 5K, but most people probably use that 5K as their shakeout run. But I used like the typical DRC weekly run as like my shakeout. Plus, again, that was my first time running with them. Like I used to run with DC Run Crew. They typically run on Mondays, so I didn't get into like Wednesday. Yeah, I didn't get into like Wednesday, so I just hopped in with them, and it was a good run. Like I like how they do like their community runs, cause like for example, ARC, it's like choose your own adventure. Like we gonna here's your route, do the route, hit your pace, get back. Like Mad Miles, they have a 1 mile loop, do as many loops as you need, or you can need some extra mileage, hop in like the 530 crew, easy peasy. Well, DRC, like they have like they run leads and they have different like waves, not waves, but like pace groups, and they literally tell you at the beginning like, hey, yeah, you might be faster or slower, but this is community run, and you got to stay with the pace lead. Like they don't want no one going faster than the pace lead, or I guess if you run it slower, you can pretty much hop into like whoever like behind. I hopped in with like I forgot who it was. It was like the 9 something pace. I didn't not want to run that pace, but I ended up running it. I was actually pretty fast. I forgot how like flat and how many like stoplights they have. So it kind of saved me honestly, cause like I'm like, oh, we was resting a lot, and I did not want to like join like a slower pace. I think the slower paces don't do like the full like I think it was 3 miles. I think they do like 2 miles or something. I'm like, I needed mine like 3+ miles. So that was Wednesday. So let's fast forward to the race was on Sunday. I pretty much woke up, I think like 5:30, got dressed. It was kind of chilly, but it was pretty much going to like warm up to like perfect race weather. Perfect race weather for me is typically around like 60s. I kind of got like a late start for some reason. I think I read like the start time incorrect. So at one point I was like, oh, I need to like get out of here and like jet. And it's like a 10-15 minute walk to the metro station from my friend's house. So I did all that, got to the metro. Luckily, like I was just going a couple stops to National Mall. Even ran into like some people from like Mad Miles. They did the same thing, kind of running kind of late. It was kind of hectic. I will say Cherry Blossom. It's a large race. It's like 20K people. Those corrals, like their corrals are like gated corrals, and like we came on the side by the Blacksonian. If you know, you know. And we could not get to the other side of it. We're like, how do we get through this? And like my homie, he had to go check a bag, and like the bag check was like on the opposite side. Me, I'm over here like, where's my wave at? So I found my corral. So I didn't know what none of my friends were. And normally with like large races, especially everyone's like congregating in like one central area. I have Verizon. I have no service. So I pretty much just did what I could. I went to my corral. I think I did like my stretching. Um, Honestly, I think I was in the wrong corral. Like it was cool. Oh, only issue I did have was I ordered some half tights from Bandit, but I had got the wrong size. However, I had some on tights that did come in and they fit. The only issue was I did not know they did not have any pockets. And doing this 10 miler, I'm over here practicing like my fueling strategy. I was going to use Brooklyn, so like every 3 miles or so, 30 minutes or 3 miles, either or. Tell me how I feel. I had no way. Like I literally had nothing to put my pockets in. I didn't have a cell phone pocket. Nobody had like a cell phone pocket, so I could like put my phone in if I need to put my phone in, or I put my gel somewhere. Actually, normally I put my gels in my water bottle, but I left my water bottle in Atlanta, so I had to buy like a water bottle, and it's like one of those like hydro flasks. I hated it. It had like no like it had like a zipper on it, but it wasn't a pocket. So I just had like my gels just sitting in there. Like it was a hassle trying to like open that thing. Cause I had my water bottle in one hand, I had to carry my phone in the other. I luckily had like a zipper pocket, and that's the way I put like my headphones and my key. I'm like, I need y'all to step y'all half tight game up. Unless I got the wrong race tights, but I need some pockets. Just like I need 2 cell phone pockets at least. But overall, I would say Cherry Blossom was probably one of the best races I've been a part of. Like, I wish I knew about it when I lived in DC, even though I was before I started my running journey. Well, yeah, my running journey for real, for real. 'Cause I would never, back then, I would never attempt a 10 miler. Like, from start to finish, crowd was hyped. It was crowd everywhere, like literally everywhere you run. Like, we started in National Mall, went around through like I think some of the gardens and stuff. Like cheer stations everywhere. It was a flat course as well, so I'm just like chilling. I think I started off around like 11 minute and maybe 11:30 because I told myself to slow down. Also, I messed up and I started like near the back of my corral, so somehow I was around like the 12 or 13 minute mile pacers, and that mean it was it's a lot of people in like a small road. Like, you talk about weaving and deaving, I'm like, dog, why there's so many of y'all, and why there's no space to go around y'all? But I use that, like I said, I use that as like my advantage. If you're a person who typically like takes off in a race, sometimes it's good to find someone who's running a little bit slower at the beginning, or if you're like stuck behind like people that maybe run walking or something, like just stay behind, like force yourself to stay behind them for a little while. That's why you don't push pace too early. Let's just say that's maybe something that might bite me when it comes to like when we discuss Brooklyn, because Brooklyn already passed. But I'm trying to recap Cherry Blossom. So like mile 1 through 3, I'm just chilling. Like, it's calm, cool, collected. And I think around like mile 4, I think this line we went through. I think we was like near Georgetown maybe, or what is that? Not Watergate. Well, yeah, wherever Watergate was, that a hotel or whatever. What is over there? It's like I can't remember the name of it. Like, I don't live there no more, so I don't remember this stuff no more. But pretty much we're right there on the waterfront. Like, at one point they do like a lot of out and backs. So like I'm literally cruising at one point, and then I think I dipped into my race pace was supposed to be like 10:15, 10:30. So I thought I'd land on like 10:30, but since it was flat, I kind of like pushed it to like 10:15 around that time, and I think eventually I started going to like hover around 10 minutes, and I think I may have a couple splits where I'm like sub 10. Like I said, when I say I was feeling good, I was like, oh, it's time to shatter my 10 my 10 miler PR. It's time to shatter that thing. So like I was moving, I was taking my gels, I was taking my water. Like, it was good. Yeah, like I said, like crowd 4 through 7, crowd was pretty good. Especially like when you pass like, I think it was like right we get before we got to mile. It was right at mile 7. 'Cause that's when you pass like a lot of the like the run club cheer stations. Like, well, the black run clubs, so like DRC, DC Run Crew. When we going to Haynes Point, I should have known Haynes Point was gonna piss me off. So like we used to ride bikes. Well, I used to ride bikes when I was in DC, and we got to Haynes Point. Haynes Point was like, it's supposed to be moderately flat. It's like never any cars. Like, you literally just go all out. Like cyclists, they do like loops around it. It's a 3 mile. It's 3 miles. I don't know if it was because there was so many people. Cause it's like a park, and it's like the roads was tighter. So like, remember, it's 20K people. So at that point, everyone's like getting tighter, and also it's just the fact that I think some people probably was like winded by then, like people that started before me, who probably was slowing down, and me, I'm trying to like keep my momentum, so it pretty much just. And I will say it got kind of hard there for me, because that's when I started feeling like the fatigue. That's when the fatigue set in for me between 7 and 9, I would say. So I knew to finish off my training, I need to work on those distances for Brooklyn. Because when I do Brooklyn, it's going to be more hills, a little bit warmer, more people. And I knew that I would need to be able to sustain, like this is 10 miles. I can sustain 10 miles, but can I sustain 13.1 in different conditions? So that's why like this B race was like structured in a way that I knew, depending on how this race is, I knew what I needed either one, what I need to fix for training, two, do I need to fix my race strategy? And then by the time I think I got out of Haynes Point, that's when it was like around 9.5. I did not know they had a hill, and it was a long, steep hill. So I'm like fatigued. I'm just trying to sustain my pace. I had my friend Ashley. She was at the DRC cheer station, so she hyped me up because she had a shot waiting for me. So I took a shot there. Like that job, I was lit. It was freaking lit at that point. So I just used that to take me up that hill. It's just the fact that it's a hill, it's a steep hill, it's not the shortest, and there's nothing but people on both sides of the road. So you can't hide and like walk. You just have to push through it for that last half mile. And oh my God, that was, yeah. But all in all, like my pacing was perfect. My heart rate was like near perfect. Like it's where I wanted to be. Like this newfound speed I had during this training block, it found its way at Cherry Blossom. Like I was able to run like sub 1030 with like no issues. Like my race strategy, executed it. Like I showed like some grit to get through like Haynes Point, up the hill, and I got my 10-mile PR. Like what more can I say? That's all I wanted from this race. I think with like me getting fatigued at the end, that's probably more so like fueling. Like I know we talk about carb loading like the day before the race and hydrating, like hydration days leading up to the race. I think carb loading is the same as hydration. Like you can't just dump everything up the night before. It's you gotta do it like the days leading up. And I don't think I did that good enough for Cherry Blossom. Like yes, I had pasta the day before, but I don't think I had too much leading up like the day before that day, if that makes sense. Cherry Blossom did what it needed to do. I will say the way like my pretty much like what my hook was for this recap video, like was it a confidence boost or was it a warning sign? It was a confidence boost. However, it was after Peachtree what did me in. Not Peachtree, it was after Cherry Blossom what did me in. So yeah, I was confident leading up to, well, I was confident after Cherry Blossom, but that week following, I did some things I shouldn't have did. I'm gonna leave that for like maybe a part two because this video is actually getting kind of long, and I gotta keep y'all viewers. But quick shout outs: Aziza, Tori, Sam, Manually, Claire, Ashley. Like, thank you for making DC what it needed to be. All right, tune in next time. Make sure you comment, subscribe, like, share this with a friend. I'm pretty sure other people are gonna want to run Cherry Blossom one day, like how I did. This, like I said, this would be a pretty good video, so you know what to expect when you do it. Anyways, talk to y'all later. Deuces.